Hello, all you lovely people of Instagram. This is Sonam Sharma from whyshy.co. If you don't know what we do, who we are, please log on to our website. It's www.whyshy.co. You'll see all the handles on the screen, and then you can just go and follow us. Now, most of you who know me, you guys know that I do a lot of these Insta stuff and a lot of social media consulting, marketing, digital marketing, all of that, along with other things that I do, very creative things that I do. Now, we thought that it might be worth your time and worth our effort to actually share some little bits and pieces that we've figured, we've kind of understood, learned the hard way, and share it with you. Now, I know that I promised that I'm going to come up with a video on engagement on Instagram. However, we decided that there's something extremely crucial that we wanted to discuss before. And I wouldn't really call it a tip, but it's something that you must know. And I spoke about it briefly in my first video as well. Now, what is Instagram marketing? It basically boils down to just one thing, and that is identifying your marketing goals with the platform. Now, you could be wanting to do several things with your Instagram account. There are brands, there are personal brands, there are people, there are celebrities, there are authors, there are all sorts of people who have different wants from the platform. Broadly, we categorize this under three sort of broad questions that you may ask yourself. As an Instagrammer, what is it that you want the platform to do for you? A, do you want it to fetch you more visibility? Do you want it to give you more exposure and brand awareness? B, do you want it to take people from your Instagram account to your website and get more clicks? Or do you want it to use to build a family, a community of sorts? Now, it could be 1, 2, 3, mix of all. It really depends on your business goals with the platform. Once you decide what is it that you want from the platform, it becomes your responsibility and duty to then start working backward. Now, what that essentially means is, I know that we are going a little ahead of our selves with this video, but this is very important for you guys to know. When we study Instagram, when we reevaluate our plans, when we re-engineer our plans, and then we think of something as a solid strategy and we say, okay, this is what we're going to do to launch a certain product, or to launch a certain person, or to launch a certain book, or to launch a certain art page, whatever it is, we study certain metrics. Now, I know it sounds a little daunting, even for me, when people talk about numbers and all of those things, it was a little intimidating in the beginning, but then I realized it's nothing. It's just sort of understanding the platform better for you to be able to perform better. So when we're talking about brand visibility and when we're talking about exposure and visibility on social media, on digital platforms, we're actually taking into account the reach of the platform, the reach of your handle, basically, and your impressions. What are impressions? Impressions are basically, very simply put, they are an indication of how popular your account is. Because out of the people that you reach via your account, how many of those people do actually take action with your account? Do they swipe forward? Do they go backward? Do they do anything at all? Do they click on the website? Do they click on links? If you have those swipe ups, do they actually swipe up? Do they comment? Do they like? Do they just think you're good for nothing? So all of those things matter. And when it comes to visibility, we study discovery. If you go in your Instagram Insights, you'll see the tab of discovery, you'll see insights, and you'll see all of these things are actually mentioned. A lot of people don't use it, but I think and I suggest that you please start doing that to be able to understand the pulse of your audiences better. And if you're looking at building a community, you study your reach, you study your impressions, but you go a little deeper than that. You also find out and literally go on every profile and find out, however many you can, humanely possible, and you find out where are those people coming from, the kind of people who engage with your account, the kind of people who comment, the kind of people who are active with your account, the kind of people who are constant communicators with you. You have to find out, you have to nail them in terms of your target audiences with the content you put out again, and you have to keep doing that. So that has to become a pattern of sorts, that has to develop into a family. And you need to study a little bit more about the engagement, the likes, the comments, where is it coming from, and then use that and incorporate that in your marketing plan as a channel of then restructuring your plan, right? The third kind, which is sort of the most challenging, and I would say it is what most people, clients, especially for digital marketers and companies and agencies want, and that is your website hits. As easy as it may sound, it is actually not, because it depends on a variety of factors. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the quality of your content, it depends on how actively engaging your account is, how many people are actually logged on at one time, the kind of time spent on screen, how consistent you are with your postings, how consistent you are with your replies, responses, how do you engage with your fans and followers, and a lot of these things, right? So that kind is sort of the most difficult. However, it's also the most easy to track, because what is happening is people are actually clicking onto your Instagram account to then visit your website or whichever landing page it is that you want to promote. So you have to study there your reach, your impressions, but you also have to study your page views and clicks and visits. So what that basically means is you see the translation, the conversions of number, not conversions in terms of sales here. We're not talking about direct sales at all. We're not even going that far. We are first actually just establishing and making brand awareness and brand interaction of utmost priority here. So once you understand, okay, so many people have actually liked my post, and so many have responded to it, and so many have actually visited my website, you will get a whole list of your metrics from your website as well. And that's when you factor all of these things in, and then sit with your teams and discuss and plan something, and plan your content strategy, your communication strategy. You will get an inkling of what kind of content resonates with your audiences, and this will happen not over a period of, say, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's going to take a couple of months, but you're going to be able to study this. You're going to be able to sense the pulse of your audiences very well if you keep following up with your audiences, if you keep following up with your engagement plan, and if you keep following up with your followers. So in a nutshell, I think before we talked about engagement, I wanted to go a little backward and do a little bit of a legwork, telling you, okay, this is how we study engagement, and knowing this well in advance actually helps devising a strategy forward, and a good one at that. It's better to, everybody goes through hit and trial when it comes to social media. It's not something, I actually tell people, it's not really a conversion medium unless you invest money on it. However, it works brilliantly as a reminder medium, and once the reminder has been set, it stays in your subconscious, and it automatically propels for sales and for conversions and for monetary gains. But to get to that level, you have to get very happy and actively, engaging on the platform. Instagram really needs to know that you love it. It really wants to be felt important. It needs that TLC. So please show it that love, and and work on a plan accordingly, and then stick to it. Now, I hope this sort of helped, because it's not really a tip, like I said. It's something that will just help you be aware of how to actually maneuver around the platform and how to study. You will know well in advance what is it that you need to do when you start making a plan. Now, it could go for a company, it could go for a brand, it could go for a person. It doesn't matter. It just basically means be more involved with your account. So I hope this little advice or little hack or whatever it is that you want to call it helped you guys. If you think I make any sense, and if you think that you enjoy watching these videos and it actually benefits you in any capacity, please follow us, like us. You can follow my handle as well. I do a lot of these videos and other things as well. Please support us and show some love, because digital is on the rise, guys. 2020 is your year. 2020 is the year to grow, and to grow nicely and sweetly and organically. And till then, you stay home, stay safe, be good, and keep growing.